7 years old. I was outside playing with my friends when I was picked up. My clothes were ripped off, and I was taken to a room where 3 women waited with blades, scissors, and all tools. These women were not doctors, nor were they medically trained, just tradition passed down through generations. They cut off my clitoris, the part of my body meant for womanhood. They then sliced away the inner labia and the outer labia. I remember I screamed in pain because during the procedure there's no anesthesia used, no comfort, only blood and loud silence. I remember crying and begging, but the woman told me to be quiet, to be brave, and to be proud, as that was part of our tradition. Once the cutting was done, my skin was stitched back together with thick thread or thorn, leaving only a tiny part of hole, barely enough for urine or blood to pass through. This process is called infibulation and is one of the most severe forms of FGM. After the procedure, I was laid in a dark room with my legs tightly tied together. So after the procedure, I was laid in a dark room with my legs tightly together for days. And I remember I was in a room and I was bleeding every day. I had no toys, I had nothing. I only had charcoal next to me, and I used to draw on the wall next to me, and I'd just draw my dreams away just to keep me alive, because that part after the procedures where a lot of girls die and they don't make it out alive. That moment changed me forever, and my childhood came to an end. I survived, but many of girls didn't, and they don't. I stand here today for the joy that my mother couldn't reap her love. For generations, our mothers, our grandmothers, and the women before them endured this pain in silence. They were taught that suffering is part of being a woman and that this is normal, but it's not normal. It's not okay, and it's not part of our destiny. I know that I cannot change my past, but I can fight for their future, and I know the consequences that come with that. But I get so many messages from little girls from my country telling me that they're going to be getting female genital mutilation done soon. "98% of women in Somalia have undergone female genital mutilation." 98% is a very big number, and that 2% are just the infants that have not reached the age to be cut yet. That's a whole nation of women in my country. And through my foundation, I bring awareness, I go into community and I do public speaking. I teach mothers that that tradition should never come at the cost of a child's body or soul. We can honor our traditions without having to harm our little daughters. I also created a sisterhood of survivors back home in the UK. Most of them my closest friends. We cry together, we heal together, but most importantly, we use our voices. We fight as we believe that our voices can protect the next generation. I want to protect all the young girls from blades that should never touch them. No little girl should go from playing outside to bleeding in a dark room. And the crown that I wear as Miss Somalia doesn't just represent beauty, but to me it represents responsibility, it represents truth. And I wear it for Fortun, I wear it for Deqa. Fortun and Deqa both full of life and dreams, whose family I interviewed Both of them bled to death from this same horror. Their hearts stopped beating because somebody thought that tradition was way more important than their lives. Their bodies couldn't survive what mine barely did. And so, no matter what the consequences is, I'll continue to keep fighting until I see change and until I see the world talk about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Somalia.
Nakaka-inspire at nakakaawa po yung sitwasyon ng isa pong kandidata sa Miss World na si Miss Somalia 2025. Yung na-experience niya before na talagang she's just playing, she's a little girl playing outside, tapos kinuha siya, tapos ayun, para siyang tinuli, parang tinuli siya sa atin mga ka-habibi. Kasi nga, di ba pag sa lalaki, tinutuli yung pinaka-sensitive part, di ba? Pag babae naman, para sa atin, tinutuli yung nilalagyan ng earrings dito, which is masakit din yun. Yun yung tuli para sa babae. Pero sa Somalia, guys, no, talagang hindi talaga licensed na doctor yung magka-cut ng ano mo, yung napaka-sensitive part ng babae. Mayroon din palang ganong tuli sa kanila, no? Yung which is nilalagay sila sa madilim na kwarto pagkatapos nilang, you know, parang tuli nga, yun nga. Tapos yung iba hindi nagkaka-survive dahil nga sa sakit, sa pain, walang anesthesia, wala, gilit lang yung mga bla na ginagamit nila, which is napaka center ng infection. So talagang umiyak talaga si Somalia. Talagang yung experience niya na i-share niya na sana hindi na mangyayari sa new generation, na sana yung culture, kasi culture by culture yan mga ka-habibi. Minsan sa Pinas din naman mayroon ding mga ganung mga pamanhiin, which is wala sa ating ganun. Nakakatakot kasi yung mga ka-habibi dahil kung hindi ka mag-survive, kung hindi malakas yung resistensya mo, tigok ka. Diba? Yun yung inaano niya mga ka-habibi. Yun yung pina-fight for niya. Actually, nag-stay siya sa UK, and of course, yung mga kasama din niyang kababayan na na-experience yun. Siyempre, nag-support sila each other, and they're hugging, they're just crying, and of course, they're just hoping that ma-stop na tong ganitong pamanhiin na ina-apply ngayon sa mga new generation, which is yun na nakukontak pa rin niya at nagko-connect pa rin sa kanya, na which is ito na nga, may gagawin na mga ritual na ganun. So, and of course, si Madam Julia Morley, so siya niyakap, at of course na rin sa head to head challenge na chinare ni Miss Somalia sa mga tao doon or judges doon na nakinig, and of course na-shock din yung hindi lang sa kanila kundi sa entire world din na may ganun palang sit-up. And of course, guys, nakakatakot din kasi yun, guys, no? Imagine if you will not survive for that an operation. Hindi kasi operation yun, talagang parang, di ba, ritual na parang yung gamit nun, na utensil nun, na ano ba yun, na sanitize ba yun. So yung parang ganun na talagang nakakatakot dahil pag hindi malakas ang resistensya mo, goodbye goodbye world, goodbye universe ka na, di ba? So talagang yun yung pina-fight for niya, talagang yun yung advocacy niya na ma-stop. And of course, Julia Morley also are spreading her message to Somalia community na sana ma-stop yung ganong sitwasyon, kasi hindi lang naman yun hindi lang maging aware tayo sa mga nangyayari sa mundo. And of course, yung mga ganong bagay nakakatakot, di ba, mga shocking controversial, di ba, controversial yung shinare ni Miss Somalia. Alam naman din niya na yung mangyayari, guys, di ba? At alam din naman yang hindi lahat agree sa opinion sa kanyang advocacy. And of course, siyempre, mayroon ding mga yung mga sensitive na tao doon sa Somalia na maaring hati yung komento, hati yung yung hinanakit, mayroong disagree naman din, mayroong ring agree sa kanyang shinare sa head to head challenge. So I pray to Miss Somalia 2025, Miss World Somalia, na sana ma-stop na yung kumbaga yung inaano niya, fina-fight niya, sana maging guys, 'di ba? May stop na at sana matagumpayan niya yung mga gusto niyang mangyari sa mga kabataan sa Somalia. So yun lang mga kahabibi, and of course na-shock talaga ako mga kahabibi. May ganun parang nakakatakot din, no? 'Di ba? So, and of course, yung mga sisters doon nakasupport din ka Somalia, and of course si Somalia talagang umiyak siya kasi nga, 'di ba, na-experience niya yung mga bagay na yun. Sana hindi na ma-experience ng mga bagong henerasyon. So, yun lang mga ka-baby. Please subscribe!